Punk Revolution now! Today we're going to be reviewing Deftones' 9th studio album, Ohms. First off, I just want to say I was on vacation for like a week. I had a blast. That's why I didn't upload any videos for a while, but here I am. It was awesome. And we're going to be reviewing Deftones, which is a very cool band. Because the way they're able to tastefully blend together alternative metal with like elements of dream pop and shoegaze in a way that like actually works and makes sense and is a lot of fun and is totally enjoyable to listen to. It blows my mind. Can't really think of very many other bands who are capable of doing that, and they got a really impressive discography. So, you know, it's kind of exciting that they're releasing a new album. Let's see if they're able to be still consistently great this late in their discography. 2020, wow, lots of like 90s bands are releasing albums in 2020 this year, I guess. But whatever. Cool stuff. Let's go ahead and start by taking a look at the album cover. This is a very cool album cover. There's no doubt about it. The first time I saw it, I was like, whoa, that's fucking sick. It looks like a work of art that could be in a museum or something. Just really cool stuff. Deftones has great taste in album artwork, and just as musicians, they're creative people. Probably one of the best album artworks I've seen all year, so that's awesome. So what we're gonna get here musically is more of that awesome Deftones formula of like shoegaze alternative metal, whatever. It's fucking sick. They're still at the top of their game with their songwriting. I want to start with talking about the guitar tone, because the guitar tone is like, I feel like there's a lot of just the guitar in general is where a lot of magic in Deftones comes from, because these riffs here are heavy and groovy metal riffs that are really fun, feel really 90s, almost like a heavier Smashing Pumpkins. I'd say this is the guitar work here is a little bit heavier than most of Deftones' output. They are playing these kind of like dropped, you know, like these strings are tuned down a bit, and they're playing heavier chords, and they're very rhythmic at times, which remind me a little bit of Gent here and there, which is fucking sick. And it's so cool too, because they just throw in like a teeny tinge of a little bit of like soft fuzziness just to help kind of round it out a bit and give it a nice shoegazy tone. And you know what? It's funny because you know what came to mind. You know what this album reminded me of actually was the album that Hum released this year. Because like, yeah, I mean, you know, before 2020, I was just thought of Hum and Deftones as two very distinct things going on, even though they're both 90s bands. So while Hum and Deftones are two very different bands, the bottom line is you don't get 90s shoegazy alternative metal that often, and the fact that two albums like this were released in the same year in 2020 is pretty fucking sick. That's just my brain just made that connection, and you know, maybe if you like that Hum album, you might like this too. But there's a lot of cool things that Deftones are certainly tapping into here that Hum never did. Like certainly the synth work is really cool in this album. It kind of reminds me a bit of like the 80s. It's weird, like some reason the synths combining with the angelic vocals that are kind of dream poppy and the dark atmosphere kind of reminds me a bit of The Cure, which is really weird. Like I think 99% of people won't really hear that, but for some reason my brain like feels that way when listening to this Deftones album. But I mean, fundamentally though, Deftones, they know how to fucking rock. They know how to, you know, they fucking put a riff that's just like, you know, like so fucking catchy, and then the chorus comes, and they step on the guitar pedal, and the vocalist, yeah, like just like the angelic, beautiful, passionate vocals that knows how to just like brilliantly like, sometimes he's like screaming and like, ow, and then other times he's like, oh. Like he's just, how does Deftones blend together the aggression and the beauty like so well? It's so fun, and the songwriting is just fun. It's like this is just a rockin' album. We're stepping on the freaking guitar pedals and having fun. I love the song Pompeji so much. Like that's a song that got stuck in my head all fucking day. I love that riff. And the chorus was just so catchy. That's the bottom line, is it rocks. It's a unique formula that Deftones has that, you know, maybe a little bit more synthiness, a little darker atmosphere than usual, a little heavier guitar work than usual. But the bottom line is that these are really fun fucking songs. My complaints really would be that this is kind of a complaint I have with all Deftones albums, is that there's a pretty severe lack of variety. All of these songs kind of follow the same formula, but it's a great formula that works, but I wish there was a little bit more variety and a little bit more dynamics. Like, I think these songs are written to be fairly dynamic, but the production just kind of compresses it all, and it all feels like the same volume the entire album. So lack of variety and lack of dynamics does make it kind of not the best listen to from start to finish, but all the songs are really well written, all the riffs are really catchy, all the vocals, melodies are beautiful. It's a great album. So I'm giving this an 8.4 out of 10. I hope you like this album. Go check it out. Thank you for watching, everybody. Deftones! Like, comment, subscribe. It really helps my YouTube channel. It's so epic when you do that. So thank you for watching Punk Revolution. No!